I'm just a working mom doing my own dip powder nails. I'm not a trained professional. My hope is to inspire you by sharing my own creations. Enjoy! I'm going to take you through my manicure journey with me, beginning to end. The very first thing I do is scuff up the top coat to remove the shine, using a Dremel with a coarse grit sanding tip. This allows the acetone soak to work more quickly to get the acrylic dip powder off the nails. I have my soak off set up in front of me here. It's very cold outside today, so I'm just set up inside in a large room in a well-ventilated area. I have my glass bowl with very warm water in it, and 2 quart-sized freezer bags with a sturdy paper towel in each one, and a bottle of 100% acetone. I'm gonna get soaking. Goodbye, Holly Jolly nails. And after only about 7 minutes, most of the dip is gone, except the nail covered in glitter. That did slow the process. I'll need to add a little more acetone and rewarm the water and soak a bit more. You know, I did decide to use the Dremel to grind off those resistant glitter chunks before resoaking, so it can dissolve more evenly. I re-soaked another 5 minutes while rubbing my nails on the acetone-soaked paper towels in the bags in the warm water bath, and now I'm ready to move on. After the soak-off, I did wash my hands with a lotion-free soap to help remove some of that residue that sticks to the hands. Now I'm starting nail prep by filing my nail edges using a medium grit file board. Next, I'll push back my cuticles to reveal that new nail surface growth. And then, using a fine grit sanding block, I will gently buff off the natural nail shine, concentrating on the fresh cuticle edges and only briefly over the remaining nail. This is a very important step to prep the nail for a good bonding surface. I begin each creation with 2 coats of build powder. I also have a liquid base coat. This step isn't absolutely necessary, so it can be omitted to save on time. However, I like the added strength and shaping that it provides to the final outcome. The first layer that I apply is a thin strip down the center of the nail, but not all the way to the cuticle. Dip in the build powder. Wipe off the excess. Then the nails are brushed off. For my second coat of build powder, I will apply a wider strip down the center of the nail this time, but not all the way to the side edges, and only about half the length of the nail. Next up is color application. I have liquid base coat again. I'm going to use this pale winter blue on my pinky, ring finger, and thumb. Then this bluer winter blue will go on my middle and pointer. I generally apply 3 coats of color for thick, strong nails and good color vibrancy. To avoid too much dip thickness at the cuticle edge, I will apply the first layer to only about 2/3 the length of the nail, then each successive coat closer to the cuticle. The liquid base coat should be applied in a relatively thin layer, especially when just starting over fresh nail. This is to help avoid lumps and bumps of dip that will need extra filing time later. I also suggest taking the time to apply carefully, avoid rushing and stressing, which usually leads to setbacks. For the second layer of color, if you'll notice, I'm following my 3-coat rule for some nails but not others. To keep dip thickness as even as possible, I will only apply 2 coats of color to the nails that will get an extra layer of glitter application later. To help control the amount of liquid base coat being applied, I go over the previous dip powder first, then move down to fresh nail surface when there's less on the brush now. For coat number 3, I only need to apply blues again to my thumb, pointer, and pinky. At this point, I've applied color to the entire nail surface of my middle and ring finger. This third coat will now cover the whole nail surface of these nails. As much as possible, try to apply as close to the cuticle as possible without touching it for the best tapering. For my ring finger, I plan on applying this silvery glitter. So I'm going to activate all the other nails at this point. I'm gonna prepare my glitter dip for my ring finger using a mixture of clear dip powder, silver glitter dip powder, and some chunkier loose glitter. All mixed up, I have my liquid base coat ready to go. It's glitter time. After applying the liquid base coat to the entire nail, I will press the nail into the glitter dip tray rather than dipping. I find the chunkier glitters lay down better with that technique. Just be sure to get the whole surface. Just using a nail tool here to remove excess and unwanted glitter pieces. Now that I have on that glitter layer, I'm going to apply 2 coats of clear dip powder to encapsulate and protect the sparkles. And I'm only applying to about 3/4 the length of the nail for the first coat to continue to minimize dip thickness at the cuticle edge. Over chunky glitter, the base coat needs to be applied relatively liberally to get in all the nooks and crannies for a good clear dip layer. With the thicker layers, a second dip into the powder is needed to fully saturate the liquid base coat. Second coat of clear dip powder over those glitter nails. Double dips needed again. I'm going to go ahead and apply activator to those glitter nails now. And I will be applying that very liberally as it needs to get through multiple dip layers. Getting back to the rest of the nails, I'm going to take some time to do some corrective filing, and I'll buff them smooth in an effort to prepare them for sticker application and to keep the shape under control. So I will be applying nail art stickers to my middle and pointer. I've got some pretty white snowflakes here. I'm going to apply 1 coat of liquid base coat to these 2 nails and let it dry without dipping in powder. I'm trying to create a nice smooth surface for sticker application. And let that dry for about 20 minutes or dry to touch. While I'm waiting for these two nails to dry, I'm going to go ahead and apply my 2 protective coats of clear dip powder to my pinky and thumb. Second coat of clear dip, pinky and thumb. And now I will go ahead and activate that pinky and thumb. And now to pick and place some decorative white snowflake stickers. I will use my tweezers to grab and place the stickers, and then I'm going to use the rubber cover from the tweezers to press them down to avoid getting finger oils all over them. There, I like that. I've placed a piece of masking tape on this finger, which I have cut into a curved shape across my nail. My plan is to apply silver glitter just to this area in a somewhat ombre technique. I'm applying liquid base coat to the exposed nail. Gently sprinkle the glitter using this nail tool, concentrating on the tip. I'm pouring some clear dip powder over the remaining exposed liquid base coat. Tap off the excess powder and gently remove the tape using tweezers. Just adjusting some unruly glitter to maintain a good line. Then I'm going to repeat the same process on the other hand. To keep the layers level, I'll apply clear dip powder to the rest of the nail using the glitter layer as a guide. At this point, I'm ready to apply 2 protective coats of clear dip powder over the middle and pointer. Here's the second and final coat of that clear dip powder on these 2 fingers. And then I have to activate those 2 fingers I just applied dip powder to. All the dipping is done. I'm gonna start shaping the nails using a coarse grit file board. Gotta make sure those side edges are straight and the nail bed is rounded with no bulges or bumps. And I'm using my fine grit sanding block to smooth out the coarse filed surface. Then, for the shiniest results possible, I'll finish with a soft buffing board. I need to apply a little activator one more time before applying the top coat for a faster top coat cure, but you gotta let it sit for a few to several minutes first. Okay, so I've let the activator sit for a few minutes and I wiped off the nails using a cotton round, or ideally a lint-free wipe. And now applying the first coat of top coat in just a few quick strokes, not overworking it to minimize the chance of brush hardening at this step. And it is always a good idea to have a bottle of brush cleaner on hand just in case you need a new brush. For the second and final coat, I will spend a little more time applying that top coat for a juicy, glossy finish. That top coat didn't take long to cure, and I was kind to my overworked hands and applied cuticle oil around the nails as well as a nourishing moisturizer to the skin. And look at these icy blue beauties. I really like the silver sparkle and these shades of wintry blue. You just can't stop looking. Thanks for checking out my winter nail design with me. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment with any questions or feedback.